What's up, beautiful people? It's Hershey Sunday, and I'm back with the scoop. How are you? It's been a few days, so I hope everyone is doing good. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that follow or subscribe button, depending on where you're viewing this. Go ahead and follow me, engage, like, comment, share. I would welcome all of you with open arms if you just follow me, okay? And hope you're doing well. How was your weekend? My weekend, tongue tied. My weekend was great. Went to the Renaissance movie event, and it was given by one of my good girlfriends. Okay, my sister Sarah. She put an event together that was mind blowing. I'm so proud of you, Sarah. Whenever you see this, I'm so proud of you. It was an amazing event, and I cherish it because, child, okay, if you know, you know. Baby, we cut up in more ways than one. It was a time. Had a wonderful time. Thank you again, Sarah, for hosting this beautiful event. In regards to Miss Beyonce herself, baby, the movie, if you haven't watched it already, very inspiring. I was taken aback. I laughed, cried a little bit, danced a lot of bit, enjoyed myself. Okay, was surrounded by a bunch of good friends and had a great time. So if you haven't watched it already, go ahead and check it out. But let's get into the scoop. Okay, let's talk about what we came here to see. All right, shout out to the Renaissance movie again. So Jamie Foxx gave a very emotional speech. This is his first public appearance since he had been hospitalized, and he goes on to say how he appreciates black folks because it's hard to impress us. He had got a little emotional at the beginning of his speech, saying that 6 months ago he wouldn't have been able to do this, meaning walk up to accept the award. He wasn't able to walk 6 months ago. He didn't go into details, obviously, about what exactly happened. He did say he is not a clone, okay, which we all knew. Who out here about to clone Jamie Foxx? Like, out of, no shade to him, but, out of all people, who's doing that? But yeah, so he went up there, accepted his Vanguard Award at the Critics' Choice Award celebration of cinema and television. And he was just kind of reflecting. And kudos to him. Now, he is in the news for other things, and I think I had reported about it a few weeks ago. Some SA allegations. I want to see if I still have the report here. Give me one moment. Yeah. He is, let's see, not to throw salt on sugar. But yeah, I can't pull it up right now. But yeah, he's still kind of under investigation. Or there was some lawsuits floating around because of SA allegations. So we will soon see what becomes of that. Moving on. Well, here we are. The trial has begun and allegations are being spewed in the courtroom because, as we all know, Jonathan Majors had a domestic assault charge placed on him by his former girlfriend, Grace Jabari, as you see here to my right. So TMZ reports that, and there are two stories, so brace yourself, okay? And I think what gets me is one, something about these stories don't quite make sense to me. Is I still stand by, I feel like both of them were tussling. That's just my opinion. But let me go ahead and read what TMZ reports. So, for the first story, we talk about how Grace Jabari mentioned that Jonathan Majors lost his cool with her over his dog, according to her testimony. She goes on to say, after she flew from London to take the stand in the NYC courtroom, spoke to the jury under oath on Tuesday and described how she first met him, how they got involved, and at what point he allegedly started to show aggression towards her. So let's see. Says prosecutors told jurors Monday during opening statements that what allegedly happened between them in March was actually just the boiling point of what they claim had become a controlling and abusive relationship, something Jabari testified to on the stand. Jabari said she met Majors on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp of Quantumania, where she was hired as a movement coach, and explained that their relationship got serious quickly. However, at one point in December of 2021, she testified she saw the first flashes of anger from him when she claims he flipped his lid after she brought up her ex's pooch, meaning her ex, partner's dog. Jabari says she was actually meeting Major's dog at the time, and he was giving her instructions on how to behave around them. I'm sorry, dogs. There are two. To which she replied that she was already familiar with dogs on account of her ex-boyfriend, who had one. That's when she alleges that Jonathan lost his cool and started to raise his voice at her, apparently angry she'd brought it up. In court, she quoted as saying, "How dare I mention him, and it's embarrassing to him that I dated him. His dog is pathetic," that kind of stuff. She also said that this was the first time she ever became afraid of him, and she testified things only got worse from there. Now, during this time, you know that he's dating or has allegedly been dating Megan Good, and she was there supporting her man. Goes on to say that Jabari went on to describe other alleged instances where Jonathan lost his temper, testifying he once threw a candle in her direction and dented her wall, and that he allegedly once knocked her headphones off her head, among other alleged moments of berating. She also stopped and cried a lot during the testimony. At this point, it doesn't sound like she's gotten around to describing the alleged assault in question, although prosecutors already alluded to it on Monday when they alleged he threw her around like a rag doll in the car after she saw a text from what she thought was a woman, something he's denied. Now, the follow-up to this, get into this, okay? Now I'm switching from blog sites, websites. The former was TMZ. This is the Neighborhood Talk. So they're biking court, okay? Next day. Says that throughout their 2-year relationship, the district attorney for Grace Jabari, District Attorney Perez, says that Jonathan was emotionally manipulative and would often do things towards Grace that would make her react negatively. Perez said Jonathan would try to dictate where Grace would go and who she would hang with. He even claimed that Jonathan wanted Grace to sacrifice parts of her life to emulate the dynamics of Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King and Barack and Michelle. And I quote, he told Grace Jabari that she needs to live up to the standards of Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama to make sacrifices for him because he told her, "I am a great man," Perez says. He told her that she needed to comport herself into the way he needed her to be. Perez says this behavior is a direct pipeline to what happened that night. Jonathan allegedly abused Grace. Of course, Jonathan's lawyers pushed back and maintained his innocence. I'm in tears because Jonathan, did you tell this vanilla wafer colored woman, this clear colored woman, that she needs to be more like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama? I gotta go. Look out for part 2 coming up. Part 2. Look for the next video.